Hello, welcome back to our channel and thanks for watching. My name is Herman and this is a second video on ClearPass SQL. So in this series we will be setting up a SQL database, so both on MySQL and on Postgres SQL database, and authenticate ClearPass users against that database and also get device information from that external database. It's pretty simple to set up, but it will help you if you get some quick start, and I will provide you in this series with that quick start. So this specific video is setting up a Postgres database on Ubuntu Linux. There's another video if you want to set up MySQL. So will be the same databases, but this one will be with Postgres. So let's bring on our lab server. So this is my Ubuntu lab server, and as you can see, it's the previous version for long-term support of Ubuntu, which is pretty good, and you can probably run it on different versions, even different distributions, and it might be that some configuration files are a bit different or on different places, but probably you will get there with the instructions. So the configuration log, I will post it in the comments so you can read it and copy and paste it. So let's get started. So first let's get the packages installed for Postgres, and we do that with the sudo apt-get install command. So let's install these packages. It's installing a few more packages that are dependencies, and will not take long. But now it's starting the Postgres server, and we're done. So that was the installation of the Postgres server. So for ClearPass, we need to make sure that remote connections are allowed to the Postgres server. And for that, we need to set two configuration statements. The first one is in the authentication file, the pg-hba.conf file for Postgres. Sudo vi, here we are, and here we need to go to the bottom, and here we have the access list for localhost. So we copy this one, and here change the IP address. So it will match at least the ClearPass server, which is the 1.20 in this subnet. And we leave this on MD5, so it will do authentication. So this is for the remote access, and we need to do another configuration statement, and that's in the Postgres database configuration file. There we need to listen on all addresses. So by default, Postgres will only listen on the loopback interface, and we need to have access over the network. So let's search for listen. So here we see the listen address, and in the commands it already says that if we put an asterisk in here, then it should listen on the network. So we restart the Postgres database, and that's done now. And here with the netstat command, we can check that it's indeed listening on the network. So we see here 0000, which is any IP address. So it's listening widely on the network. That might be a security issue. So make sure if you're running the firewall, the Ubuntu firewall, with this command we can reduce the access to this port to just the ClearPass server. So make sure your Ubuntu firewall is on, and then allow from the ClearPass server to any port 5432, which is the Postgres port on TCP. So this makes our server ready to go, and we can now start creating databases. So to do that, we first become the Postgres user, which has full access to the Postgres database initially, and we start the postgresql command. So now we are in the Postgres Postgres prompt, we can create a database. So we create a database cpdemo, and by connecting to cpdemo, we are now connecting. So you can see the prompt change. We are now in that just fresh created database. So for ClearPass, we will create two tables. So we will create a CP user table in which we will store a user. So we can do user authentication, and there we will put in also the password for that user in different formats. So here we created the table CP user with a user ID, first name, last name, email, CP username, the CP password. This will be the plain text password, the password in MD5 hash, in a SHA hash, and in a SHA 256 hash. So now we just created the table for that, and let's now put data in that table. So to do that, and to not make that we need to calculate the MD5s and the SHA versions of the passwords ourselves, we can just add this extension to Postgres, so it will have new functions, and now we will be inserting one row in the CP user database. So what we will do here is that we insert in the CP user. The CP username will be test user, first name test first, last name test last, email test mail. The CP password will be Aruba123. The CP password in MD5 will be this, and here you can see what we are doing is we are doing a digest, a hash of the type SHA on this password, and we encode that as a hex value. So that will look like this if we check the database. So here we see the database, and this will be the MD5 version of the password Aruba123, and this will be the SHA version, and this will be the SHA 256. So in ClearPass, later on we can test both with clear text passwords as we can test with hashed password, which typically is done in corporate environments to protect the password, so you cannot easily get back from the hash to the original user password. So the second database that we are creating is a device database. So this is think of it like a mini configuration and management database. So we will be storing information about devices in here. So we will be storing the MAC address, we will be storing the name, the location, a label, the color, and the status of a device. And I have a device here, an Axis IP camera, for which we can put in some data. So we put in this MAC address, this is the name, the Axis IP camera, and this is the location, this is the label, and the color, and the status is production. So you can make up other values as well. And let's check if the data is now in the database. So we do a select star from CP device, and we can see it's nicely stored in the database. So before we can access these tables over the network in Postgres, we need to create a user. So we create a Postgres user. So we create a user ClearPass with the password Aruba123. So we connect with that over the network, and we need to allow that user with all privileges to the CP user database and to the CP device. And probably in production you will limit the privileges to just reading or writing or updating. But for now we make it easy, and we just grant all privileges on the both tables. So we are done. We installed the Postgres database. We made it listen on the network, and we allowed the ClearPass server access to it, and we filled it with user information and with device information. So we are ready to go to our ClearPass server, and we will do that in another video. So stay tuned, and thank you for watching now. If you like this video, please let us know by liking and subscribing to our channel. And if you have some comments, please post them under this video and we will be glad to help you out and to answer them. So again, thanks for watching.